Yom Don Opaloje from Samoa, Yavagyan from Armenia, Hosseini from Iran, Ananodo Drev from Turkmenistan, Mustafa from Egypt, Adil Chuli from Kazakhstan, Desena from Brazil, Okimoto from Japan, Zapata from Chile, and Adamus from Poland. We're just waiting for the athletes from the previous event, the women's 64 kilograms, to leave the stage, and very shortly we will see the first of the athletes. As we see them lining up out the back there, that's our Korean athlete in the 89 kilogram class. He will lead them out. That's Yom.
This is the 2019 IWF Junior World Championships in Super Fiji and the men in the 89 kilo Group A session. Representing Samoa, Don Opalonge. Representing Armenia, Karin Avagyan. Representing Islamic Republic of Iran, Mohammed Hosseini. Representing Egypt, Abdallah Galal Mohammed Mustafa. Representing Kazakhstan, Nurgisa Adlitullah. Representing Brazil, Renan Sena. Representing Japan, Takashi Ogimoto. Representing Chile, Camilo Zapata. And representing Poland, Bartolome Adamus. These are your athletes in the men's 89 kilo Group A session.
So as the athletes leave the platform here, go at the back and go through their warm-up.
On goes.
Well, it'll be some time before we see him. First athlete we're going to see tonight in the competition is Takashi Ogimoto from Japan. And he's going to get us underway here with a lift of 125 kilograms. Away with a successful lift. Took a lot of time over the bar there. So Simon, I guess we're hoping not for a replication of some of the earlier men's competitions where they seem to have really gone out a bit hard a bit early, haven't they?
They certainly have, and no, hopefully here, I mean, again, we've seen this now in a number of sessions. We're going to have, and we've got 10 athletes. I think we're probably going to see this split into a small first little section. There's about 3 of them there, of Ogimoto, Desena, and Zapata from Chile. So the 2 South Americans and the Japanese athlete, all around that 130 to 135 mark. Then we've got a group in the sort of mid 140s, and then a final group that are up 150 plus. So I think, you know, we're going to see 3 groups sort of take shape through the snatch.
So we did have Zapata up next at 130. He seems to be readying himself as the weight gets adjusted. There we are. We see him in the gateway. So Camilo Zapata Prieto from Chile to make his first lift in the snatch. The men's 89 kilogram Group A. So medals on the line here. Medals awarded in the snatch, the clean and jerk, and the total. So Zapato's away.
It was another good strong lift there.
Yep. So as Simon said, we got a group of 3 athletes, including Decena Fernandez from Brazil, kind of around the 130, 135 mark. And we're going to see Ogimoto, Takashi Ogimoto from Japan. His second lift, first attempt at 130 kilos, Ogimoto. Well, we've gone clean so far.
Yeah, good strong start from the Japanese. Pretty big team here. Had Japanese athletes in a majority of the sessions.
So Ogimoto will probably take an increase on that, I would think, and put the lift back maybe to Decena Fernandez of Brazil at 135. Just waiting for that change to be made. Yeah, Japan got quite a large team here. Second largest team of any of the countries other than the US, with 15 athletes, 10 in the men, only 5 women.
Which is probably reflective with them having hosting rights for the Olympic Games next year. You know, all Olympic sports would probably be going through a little bit of a growth spurt in the build-up.
Yep. Next largest team is the Koreans. Interestingly, they've featured in a number of the categories we've seen today.
Yeah, and they've certainly come with a smile on their face. The both athletes and coaching staff have really embraced the environment.
Well, Decena Fernandez, not too many made the trip from South America for this. The only male competitor here. Good solid start at 135.
Yeah, outside the Colombians, who, although they haven't brought a big team either, but there's sort of little pockets in South America. You know, got a couple of Brazilians here, a couple of Chileans there, and Ecuador the same. Ecuador a reasonable sort of program, but not a huge volume of athletes coming out.
Well, interestingly, no men, the Ecuadorians, but we did see Dezomes in the previous category, 64, win silver. So
had a couple of young boys at last year's Junior Worlds, but obviously for whatever reason they haven't made the trip this year.
So Zapata from Chile, his second lift, first attempt at 135. He looks good and strong there too. So he's just a young boy too, only 18, just turned 18.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's reflective. Well, certainly back home in New Zealand, we're seeing a tremendous amount of growth with females taking part in weightlifting now. In fact, at many of our national competitions, whether it be Auckland Championships, North Island Championships, and last year's national championships, we saw the number of female athletes outnumber the number of male athletes. And again, reflective in our team here, we've got 6 junior women taking part. We had one male athlete qualify. He unfortunately couldn't make the trip. So again, a trend maybe we're seeing across many different countries.
Ogimoto, his third lift and his first attempt at 135 kilos. Just trying to find a platform there. Judges give it the all clear, so that's him done for the snatch. 3 successful lifts. So they've a very promising start. So it is interesting just raising that question about the increased interest in women. It's not quite parity at the Junior World Championships. It was pretty close, 112 women here and 136 men.
Yeah, so
and that's countries like Uzbekistan, who have no female competitors, Moldova, Latvia, Kosovo, they only have one competitor. Marshall Islands only have one competitor, male. Georgia, no women. Again, Kyrgyzstan, only one competitor we saw earlier today, but no women. So those countries obviously that don't have well-developed programs for either gender, but and then we see there's a couple of countries with an interesting trend. Argentina, De Candido, who we saw lifting yesterday, who was very impressive. She's only competitor woman. Ecuador, 2 women. France, 3 women. Mongolia, even 3 women. New Zealand, as you said, 6 women. So once again, the Kiwis well out in front of the social trends. It's a part of third lift here. First attempt at 140 kilos.
Very strong.
So when we look at the birth dates through this, you know, Zapata's one of the younger lifters. He's only just turned 18. The Egyptian athlete also only just turned 18, but generally the ages, they're a bit older here. I guess that's going to happen as the weight classes go up. That tends to be the older junior athletes in the heavier divisions.
Yeah, that's it. Bit more mature. You know, they've got more room for more growth, more musculature. So that's, you give or take, unless you get, well, you'll always get the odd outlier. But yeah, as you say, a lot of 99s here, and only the 2 born in 2001. And to force yourself into the top 10 in the world at this level, you know, you're going to have to be pretty special. And if you're giving away a couple of years of development at that early stage, it's kind of magnified. It's quite a lot different to a 28-year-old battling against a 30-year-old.
So we're waiting on Descenda Fernandez. Just going back to that issue of women, why do you think that's the case, that you've seen this increase? We look around the room here at the officials, and it's actually reasonably close to 50-50 in terms of the gender parity. I'm not sure if that's just this session in particular, but we have 2 female referees. Is it a sport that women have been attracted to generally, just not in some countries?
Yeah, I think we'll just let Descenda Fernandez complete his second attempt.
Yeah, this is his first crack at 145. 10 kilo increase from his first one, so he's feeling confident. It's our first no lift.
Yeah, big jump, 10 kilos. To go back to your point, Tim, I've thought about it obviously long and hard. Definitely the influence of CrossFit and the explosion of that over the last 10 years now has meant that far more, not just women, but general population as a whole have been exposed to a snatch and a clean and jerk. which wasn't really the go-to when you joined your local gym. Your sort of gym floor guy or girl didn't tend to show you through a snatch or a power clean, but now you join a CrossFit gym or functional movement type environment, you know, squats, cleans, they all become part of the workout, whether it's in a class format, individual, or whatever it might be. And I think people get exposed to it. It's a very addictive sport. You know, it's a sport where you can never really find a level. There's always another kilo to add to the bar. So, you know, and what we're seeing now, certainly back in New Zealand, is mums that started CrossFit and started to take their daughters along. Well, those daughters are now becoming very competent weightlifters, as young as 13, 14 years of age. So it's certainly an exciting time.
Yeah, we might get back to some of the issues around that in a sec, but we've got Desena Fernandez here, his second attempt at 145 kilos, and his third lift in the men's 89 kilogram Group A snatch. No, that's probably too big a jump for him, you think?
Well, I think 45 was definitely on the cards, but maybe if again he'd taken a more conventional route of 140 first, it might have stepped. But you'd hope they would have practiced that, so it's not something that he wouldn't have done before.
Seeing the replay here, he just never really looked in control of that, did he?
No, it was just a little bit in front of him.
So Orsini is going to enter the competition here. So we've got that group of three that we were talking about who are complete now. There's Zapata, Ogimoto and Desena Fernandez. 140 and 135 each. We're moving into this higher group now. So bars at 146. Orsini from Islamic Republic of Iran. Looked pretty comfortable there.
Yeah, it was nice and fast, well executed.
Now we're going to see Mustafa come out from Egypt now as well.
That'll be the first Egyptian athlete we've seen, I think.
Yeah, we had a couple in the program who don't appear to have turned up. So Mustafa, first lift in the snatch, 146 kilos on the bar. So they're listed as having 6 athletes, 4 men and 2 women. But you're right, I think this is the first Egyptian athlete that we've seen.
He looked straight to his coach, who sort of motioned to extend more, finish, because the bar made contact with his hips, started to drift away and never got to the top. So he's one of the youngest competitors. In fact, oh no,
yeah.
Yep, the youngest. So he's going to have to adjust. A little bit of time to think about it.
Just 18 years of age. So one of the things that I'm noticing back in Australia is just, you know, that general sort of air of blokiness in a gym of big guys kind of throwing weights around and using shocking technique as, you know, 120 kilos crashes to the ground from a failed curl. You're noticing that trend in New Zealand as well, that women are actually using the gym more?
Yeah, certainly as more and more science comes out to suggest that, you know, obviously exercise is a key to a healthy lifestyle, and indeed being strong underpins a lot of that.
We're with Mustafa now, Abdallah Mustafa. His second attempt at 146 kilos, second lift in the snatch in the men's 89 kilogram group. He looked relieved at the end of that, didn't he?
He did. I thought it was just going to drift off him, but he fought very hard and managed to completely lift. We'll see in the replay that he's right on his toes when he just there, but manages to keep control.
Yeah, we'll be happy to get that on the board. It's important to register a lift early. We've seen a couple of lifters really struggle through the snatch and not register a lift. So we're currently waiting for the Kazakhstan athlete, Litala. His first appearance as the bar goes up to 150 kilos. So we still have 5 athletes who've yet to lift.
That's a big jump. He had 145 as his initial start weight. Some Kazakhstan supporters in front of us here, Tim.
There are indeed. Been quite a few. They're trying to get the flag up into his eye line. Well, whatever they did, it worked.
Yeah, he's happy with that. He's got his right hand heavily strapped, but he's done well. Good, strong opening attempt.
So what are the rules on strapping? I mean, clearly gloves are not a legal part of this process, but it seems like there's no limit to the strapping.
There are rules around your thumb. You can only excuse me, wrap a certain part of your thumb, and the top portion has to be left undone. But the rest of the hand's fair game, especially as we've talked about in the past around hand care, that calluses develop. It's really important that lifters look after that, but occasionally they will rip. And often if we see lifters with heavily strapped hands, that's why they're protecting reasonably new calluses.
Okay, so we've got what looks like being a little bit of confusion here. I've got the
Don, a Samoan athlete.
Yeah, we've got an athlete who I'm not sure which athlete that was. I couldn't see his number, but he came out right up onto the platform.
That was the Egyptian.
As the Egyptian?
Yeah. And his eagerness.
Mustafa, he's keen to go 151, but plenty of support here in the National Gymnasium in Suva. So what happened there?
Yeah, well, he lost, well, again, just didn't quite finish the pull in the snatch there. We'll see here. Bar just went away from him off his hips, and it was always out in front. Certainly not a weight that will phase Don, though. I think, well, there he is with Ele Opolongi, silver medalist from Beijing, a true great of this region, super heavyweight, Commonwealth Games gold medalist in 2010. So, and big sister.
He's a bit of a dynasty, isn't there, in the family of lifters? So
yeah, and that Mary there, also on Opalonga, giving him a bit of a tune-up. So head coach Jerry Warwick will be confident that Don can go out there and make the necessary corrections.
we saw Jack Opalonga lifting earlier today, didn't we?
Yeah, younger brother of Don.
Yep. So an overcorrection there.
Yep, absolutely. First one in front, second one over the back, third one's going to go in the middle.
Okay, so now Mustafa is out there. He was out here a bit too quickly before. And he'll have his third attempt in the snatch in the men's 89 kilogram group. First attempt at this weight of 151 kilos. Oh, he's grabbed for his kind of inner thigh area there.
151 kilos. Floaters, center the bar, 151 kilos. This is the final attempt in the snatch of John Opalonga.
Yeah, so he's moving off very gingerly there. Mustafa, we might just see at the end of this replay, just clutches straight for the groin there.
Yeah. Let's see what effect now. Let's hope Don can put this one in the middle this time.
Yep, well, we've had one underdone, one overdone. So Opalonga, Don Opalonga, his third lift at 151 kilos.
There we go.
He slams it down too. Yeah, shakes his head as he goes off. So yeah, I suspect he's going to be a bit annoyed about that. Oh, it's not far off what he lifted at the Arafura Games, 156, but no doubt part of his plans was to have a crack at that.
Yeah, certainly he's capable of more. We've seen him do some really big numbers in training. So, but the main thing is he's on the board. And
yep. So that keeps him in the running for the overall total. And, you know, the good news from his part is that there aren't that many athletes ahead of him at this stage.
No, and his clean and jerk's his weapon.
Yeah, well, Yom, Korea, it was his first lift in the competition, and that's no lift as well. So we're still just waiting for Avagyan from Armenia and Adamus from Poland to enter the competition. At the moment, Opalonga is in first position with a lift of 151 kilos, but we still have 5 athletes to complete.
Yeah, I'd expect the Korean to fix that. Again, it didn't look heavy. Just got away from him a bit off the hips, went over the back.
The lift is still with the Korean.
So I think he'll just wait and take this again.
So Yom from Korea. Second attempt, 152 kilos.
No lift, 152 kilos. Lowers, please.
Well, it was closer,
152 kilos,
but
third attempt.
same result. So he finds himself in the same position as Opalong it, needing to make this third attempt. Just pop back. Just overcorrected in the bottom.
So we'll have the full 2-minute wait here for Yom.
Well, unless here they might give him, the fact that he's walked right out the back, they might just do the odd 1 kilo increment here.
Well, that'll put the lift with Hosseini, and we see him coming into the tunnel. So they've actually taken 2 there, so that's gone up to 154.
Buys him a bit longer because the Kazakhstan lifter's on 54 as well. So
and so's the Polish lifter.
Okay,
but we would expect that he might lift that one.
So 153. He looked very strong in his opener, Hosseini.
So he's gone up 7 kilos though, so it's a big jump in the snatch.
He's a very dynamic athlete.
There's another one with that sort of longer torso and the short legs. It's made even more pronounced by the size of his thighs, but it's a very compact unit for this, and he's 2 from 2. Currently in first place, 153 kilos, so he's the man to chase at this point.
Yeah, really dynamic, nice and fast. Even in the slow motion, it still looks fast.
Okay, so we're seeing at Amos for the first time today, one of the troop of Polish lifters. He's coming off a 5th place in the European Championships. Best lifts there of 157 in the snatch, so he's right up there with his European Championship figures.
He was at last year's Worlds, I recognise him. Lifted well there.
Well, you'll be very pleased to know that your memory serves you correctly, because he certainly was at last year's World Junior Championships. He came 4th.
Yeah, he did.
Lifted 158 kilos.
Yeah, he lifted well and just missed out in the clean and jerk, I think, from memory. Yeah, 190 clean and jerk. And that was in the 85 kilo class, so yeah, he does look a bit. I remember last year thinking that he was tall and lean, and here he is able to pack on another 4 kilos. He could be a real favourite for this, although I haven't seen Avagan. Was he there as well? No, he wasn't.
No, well, not according to the records I've got. He lifted the European Junior Championships at 165 kilo and 193 in the clean and jerk for a 358 total. So he'd be right up there on those figures. So we're going to see Avagan here. He's the last lifter to enter the competition here.
big man. Hands are collar to collar on the bar.
Well, with that, he takes the lead.
Yeah, that was a really strong opener.
Players, please, 155 kilos once again. This time, for the athlete representing Kazakhstan, Nafisa and
Yeah, so Obalonge been pushed back out of the medals in the snatch. Not that that'll bother him too much with the clean and jerk coming up. Which is
some very good lifting here at the moment.
so we're with the athlete from Kazakhstan. Adlatuli. $155 kilos on the bar, his second lift. A small but vocal Kazakhstan contingent in front of it.
Yeah, they're certainly happy with that.
Very pleased. So the gap's just starting to widen annoyingly for Obalonge. We're keeping an eye on the hope that he can bring home a medal for the Pacific Oceania region.
Yeah, well, I think it's even if the well, never say never, but if the total starts to get out of reach, that you know, he's still a chance in that clean and jerk, knowing that he's very capable of going 190 plus.
156 kilos, second attempt. Next.
These guys are certainly jostling for the snatch medals.
So other guy currently in first place with his one lift of 155 kilos puts him in first place. Now Adlatuli has matched that, but as the second lifter.
This is a big call, Yom. He's gone up 4 kilos. Yes, he lost the first two over the back, but I want to see him lose this one in front.
So what's he got to focus on here, you think? Just
well, pretty much the same with that extra weight. If he does it the same, coach's staff will be thinking it'll land in the middle. Which it did.
Yep.
That was gutsy.
Well, it puts him in first place too.
Yeah. Well, I don't think he's going to stay there. I mean, it's just a gutsy left. Oh. They were. Oh.
A couple of big steps there, didn't he?
Did. I think these three, all Adamas, Adlatuli, Kazakhstan. In fact, there's 4 of them. Hosseini, Avagan. I think they're coming out of there. These 4 have looked very impressive. Adamas strides out with real purpose here.
So 157, this for the lead. Again, just doing enough. He's successful at this. He's still got a lift up his sleeve. That puts the pressure on the other competitives.
Oh. Just sort of rushed it a bit there.
Dual clip, Bartolome, Adarus, 157 kilos.
Right. He just started prowling around maybe too much, getting himself a bit too worked up, and just needs to calm down a little bit and go back to what he did so well in that first lift.
Yeah, he did pace up and down a couple of times at the back of the platform there, didn't he? So you've been pretty happy with Hosseini's form so far, haven't you?
Yeah, he's been dynamic. I'm picking that he's good again here. See the difference in the grip width between him and the Armenian.
Yeah. Well, he hasn't let you down there.
No, it's good. Right on the limit, but puts him in the lead.
At 157 kilos. Loaders, 157 kilos once again. Nurgisa Alipova, Kazakhstan. This will be his third attempt.
Well, he's not going to take 57.
No, well, there's been no point in him taking 57 now, would there?
No. And he's 55, but pretty good. Poland coach is running over to the change table. No, so that was Kazakhstan going up, so Poland are going to match it. And he'll go to 58 as well, I think.
Yeah, so this will put him in second position if he does this, takes this. He's got 58. There you go.
And it's whether Kazakhstan take it. Here he comes. Yeah, they're going to take it.
There's a third athlete waiting as well. 158 kilos.
Okay, so the pole's gone up to 158, and so this lift is then passed on to Adi Latuli from Kazakhstan.
Yeah.
And he'll come out with 158 kilos on the bar.
Just giving it a bit of a clean. Yeah, and again, like we've talked about in previous sessions, it's going to make the others have to come out and win the medal. And obviously, Avagayan just sits there and waits in pole position.
Well, he's now got the two lifts up his sleeve, isn't he? So he can kind of really just wait until see how this, what is effectively a battle for silver and bronze, probably at this stage. But it is Hosseini with the lift on the board at 157, and Yom in second place with a very brave lift at 156. And Adi Latuli from Kazakhstan. He's currently in fourth place with a lift of 155, but this to take him into the gold medal position.
No.
Okay, well, there's one out. So 1, 2, 3 remains the same for the moment. And Adi Latuli will have to be content with 155 kilograms there. Now he could drop down to as low as fifth, depending on what happens with the man coming onto the platform now. Bartolomei Adamus from Poland.
He's certainly having a bit of a prowl around again. He's trying to get himself up.
Yeah, he obviously likes to pace. Okay, so this is third and final attempt in the snatch here in the men's 89 kilogram group A. 158 kilos on the bar.
Nope.
Nope, so he's going to stay in 5th place. So looks like we've got our medalists sorted here, and that brave lift from Yom's going to earn him at least a bronze medal.
Yes, it is. That's locked in.
Yeah.
And the Armenian's just dropped down to what he needs. Well, he needed 158, but he couldn't do that. Otherwise, he would have had to have come out. So that's why he's taking this extra kilo.
So he's currently in 3rd place here. So he needs one of these 2 lifts at 159.
Well, 55 looked particularly powerful. Like.
Yeah, he did look very, very commanding. Looks like he's just got normal runners on compared to the others.
I think it's the new Adidas model then. Oh, no.
Oh, no. Yeah. Well, he's got another crack at it, but and he's already secured the bronze.
Yeah, you won't want a bronze, though.
No, you won't want a bronze. This could really help Opalonge down the track if the Armenian misses this for a second time. That gap only be 6 kilos to make up, so it probably keeps him a little bit in the running for the total overall medals.
And 6 kilos on an athlete that's got a lower cleanage. However, we did see an Iranian do that in the previous session and then come out and obliterate 190 plus. So
yeah, so there could be a bit of underestimating, shall we say.
Yeah, the 20 kilo rule only applies one way. You've got to start within 20 kilos of your listed weights that you post at the weigh-in, but that's below. So if you post a total of 300, you can't start anything less than 280. However, that's not stopping you starting at 350.
Yeah. So really at the business end here, there's 1 lift remaining in the men's 89 kilogram Group A, and yet again the medalists comes down to the final lift of the competition.
Yeah, it's been excellent how that's happened right through this competition so far. He's just going to wait, I think, for that clock to tick down to 30 seconds.
So, Karen Abagayan from Armenia is 3rd and final lift in the men's snatch in the 89 kilogram Group A. 2nd attempt at this weight, 159 kilos. This for the gold medal.
Lost it up.
Well, so that's a bit of a surprise there.
Yeah, he's going to have to perform. He's going to have to perform much above how he did in the snatch, but he's got it within him, and it's just going to be interesting to see where where these others come in.
Now, once again, as with many of these categories, we've kind of got it divided into 2 groups. There's about 5 or 6 in contention at the top, and we had 3 or 4 at the bottom. So this is the first of our lower weight athletes, Okamoto. He's going to start in 155 kilos to get us underway in the clean and jerk. And he starts as he did in the snatch.
Majority decision, Ogimoto, 155 kilos.
Only 2 white lights there. Any action from the jury we can see?
No, I don't think so. I think maybe he was wobbling around a little bit, but
We might see the front on replay at some point here, or see if we can pick anything up from this.
This is his second attempt.
Anything you can pick up there that might have dissatisfied the referees?
I think it was just, I mean, let's see here. It's where he starts wobbling around now, that potentially, but we've got time to see the head on because he's following himself. Here we go.
Well, he looked okay through that.
Possibly just there, yeah.
That left arm.
Maybe, or sometimes you see the shoulder will sometimes go, which gives the impression, but you're happy enough with that.
Yeah, well, interestingly was the referee on the left-hand side, or the right-hand side as we look at the stage, closest to his left arm, that gave him a red light, but the other two were happy. We're now with Decina Fernandez. He is going to enter the competition at 160 kilograms. A little disappointing in the snatch. 135 at his first attempt, looked comfortable, but then he leapt up to 145 and couldn't manage from 2 attempts. Well, he's on the board for a total.
Yeah, he worked pretty hard just between the transition of the clean and the jerk to sort his hands out, but when he got comfortable, the bar went to arm's length pretty easy.
So we've got Zapata Prieto from Chile. He will also attempt 160 kilos. This is first attempt in the clean and jerk. Went clean in the snatch, lifts of 130, 135 and 140. This is his first attempt in the clean and jerk. Men's 89 kilogram. Made another good start there, hasn't he?
It was pretty much a power clean. I think he didn't have to go all the way down into the clean. Very comfortable.
Also, first 3 lifters are on the board. All posted totals.
Yeah, we'll see there. He really doesn't get pushed down far at all. The second youngest competitor.
There's him and the Egyptian Mustafa.
Interesting to see if we see him come out after he grabbed at his sort of groin area when he finished his last snatch attempt.
Yeah, he looked like he might have tweaked a muscle there. We haven't seen anything on the scoreboard to indicate that he's withdrawn, but we'll keep an eye on that. At the moment, we're with Ogimoto, 160 kilos. Not to be. So he'll go back to the drawing board there.
Yeah, well, he was a bit shaky overhead with 155, so that extra 5 kilos has proved a little bit beyond him. He'll have to try and regroup and see if he can come back on his 3rd attempt.
And I think we'll see him take his 3rd attempt fairly shortly.
Yeah, all the others have gone up by 5 kilos, so I don't see him moving it.
See the red marks there on his throat. So where he's wearing a bit of the bar.
Yeah, pretty standard fare for a weightlifter. Again, another area of the body that takes a bit of a pounding, so calluses can build up, especially around the sternoclavicular joint there, and often, yeah, where the bar rests, not only for cleans but for front squats and a number of different exercises you do during training.
Yeah, so I don't know much about his competition history. The only records I've got go right back to the Asian Youth Championships. That's a long way back, where he snatched 110 and clean and jerked 145. Well, we can see he's well beyond those levels already. So this is final lift in the competition. Put his feet up after this. 160 kilos on the bar, Okamoto, Japan. Third and final lift in the clean and jerk. We look good through the clean. What happened there with the...
Yeah, well, every lift looked really solid through the clean point. That's certainly not his weakness. It's overhead is where he's struggled. He's got to go back and do some more auxiliary work to build up that overhead strength position.
Got his back foot a long way back too. That one I was talking earlier about the 1/3, 2/3. Looked like he was really stretching back with that rear foot.
Yeah, I think the problem lies more with his inability to hold the weight, as opposed to, yes, the position would contribute to that, but needs to get stronger.
Yeah. Well, we're with Zapata Prieto at 165. So he's right at his limits here. This is what he lifted the Pan American Championships earlier this year. Yeah, he really looks like an athlete to watch going forward, doesn't he?
He's having a really good meet, and I suggest he'll jump that to 170 and go for a what will no doubt be a personal best total.
Yeah, well, he's already improved on snatch and matched his clean and jerk from the Pan Ams earlier this year. So, and the total there, 4 kilos up on what he recorded there. So he'll come away from this well pleased. Another athlete who's dropped down in weights. He was competing in 2018 in the 96 kilo class. Weighed in at 94 kilos, so he's dropped 6 kilos to squeeze into the 89 kilo class, but it's clearly working for him.
Yeah, hard. Well, having not seen him either, but you know, as a teenager going through all number of changes, he could have been that extra weight. Could have been extra weight that he didn't need. And if he's trimmed down, put on a bit of muscle, then he's seeing the result of it now.
So here's Desena Fernandez. One successful lift at 160. So he's confident here. He's added 10 kilos to the bar. Hard work there. This is way out above anything he's lifted in competition before.
Nice jerk.
Oh, there you go. So that's a really impressive effort from him.
Good lift, Desena, 170 kilos.
Yeah, he's pretty chuffed with that as well, I think.
170 kilos once again. This time for the third attempt, the Camilo Zapata, Chile.
The
Zapata to be followed by
Brazilian girl with him there we saw lifting the other night.
Yeah, Chintra. Yeah.
Chintra, yeah.
170.
Young, 16.
Yeah, she's one of the very young athletes. Well, he's well pleased with that. That's 10 kilos above what he lifted at the Pan Am Juniors 2017. He's had a bit of a rough trot, international competition, last 12 or 18 months. Hasn't competed a lot, hasn't completed a total in the 3 of the last 4 competitions he's been in. So he's on the board there with what looked like being a couple of PBs or close to PBs. You've got Zapata Prieto, who also looks like he's pushing out for a PB here at 170. Well, nicely through there.
I thought he might struggle, but he's made that look pretty damn good.
Yeah, he looks strong, doesn't he, really? So maybe he is one of those athletes that's benefited just from, as you say, losing a bit of that extra bulk you have as a kid growing up and turning it into muscle and developing, and the coaching staff look really happy with that.
Well, that's 6 out of 6, 310 kilo total.
Yeah, oh, he's got to be thrilled with that.
Yeah. Yeah, he's looked very good.
Yeah, he's clearly making really strong progress too, because you look at his recent international results, and that's a 9 kilo improvement what he did just a matter of months ago at the Pan Am. So
You often find with athletes as well, they go through little patches where just all of a sudden they take off, and it might just be that, you know, life balance, it all sort of comes together. They're getting the rest, they're getting nutrition, quality training, injury-free, and all of a sudden, especially at that age, 17, 18 years of age, you can go through a little spike.
yeah, and he's got a formidable build, hasn't he? You know, big, strong shoulders and quite lean.
174 kilos now.
So we got back with the Brazilian here. So again, we're going through this little battle at the bottom, aren't we? The bottom 3 athletes. I can't speak Chilean or read Chilean.
No.
So that one might be a bit lost on the Oceania audience, but let's hope there's some people in Chile watching this live stream on the World Wide Web, because there's plenty to cheer about for them tonight if they do. And hello to any and all of our viewers in Chile.
No lift, stay there, 174 kilos, third attempt. No lift. Floaters, please, 179 kilos now.
So what's happening here is out.
Timed out.
He doesn't realise.
179 kilos for the first attempt. Abdullah Mohammed Mustafa.
He doesn't look like he knows what's going on here.
He's completely bemused.
He just completely lost track of the clock there.
Well, the coach did. I think they must have, I wasn't really watching the board, but whether he had his, I don't think so, because Mustafa, 170, no one's come down, so they've just, well, they only had a minute after Zapata, so they've just not been aware enough.
Well, that's really disappointing for him there. So this is Mustafa, the Egyptian. He's having a bit of a rough trot, isn't he? He came off from the last attempt in the snatch, clutching his groin. He seems to have recovered from that. Oh, he just completely lost his grip on the bar there.
Yeah, well, he never had it racked in properly, and it was right on his fingers.
followed by Yoon Korea at a heavier weight.
So, waiting for Mustafa again. He's sort of in this little group of his own, isn't he? Just.
Well, there's a few of them around the 180 mark.
Adela Tully.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yom.
Yeah. So he's got another couple around him, but not a lot of athletes that he can work off here just to buy himself a bit more time. So.
No, the old kilo improve would obviously throw the call to Yom here. It's never good on your first lift when you can't even rack in your clean. So the young man needs to refocus and readjust.
Yeah, he's coming up those stairs pretty gingerly. He's clearly really hurt that groin. See the way he walked up the stairs then?
Yeah.
Even here, he's...
Put my coach's hat on, mate. Like, if you're going to walk up the stairs, walk up the stairs. You know, you're either in or you're out.
Yeah, no, well, he's definitely... He's laying the groundwork for excuses there, isn't he?
Good boy.
Yeah, well, he's done well there. And hobbles off.
Yeah, you know, I don't need to see that. You know, you've shown you've got some ticker.
Well, then he just bounced down the stairs.
Yeah.
So he had the limp for the camera.
He's certainly a little bit of an actor in there, I think.
Yeah. Well, he did. To be fair, he did quite straight for that area. So unless he was just totally making it up, there was obviously some sort of twinge there that was at least playing on his mind.
Well, he's gone from being shot by the sniper to comfortably putting 179 kilos overhead. So
yeah, I did notice his back foot actually went out quite wide there. Could that be one of the things he's trying to do, compensate maybe if he's a bit twingy there, or?
Yeah, I'm not sure. You know, without seeing enough of him, but let's see. Hopefully, Yom can go better in his first clean and jerk than he did in his first snatch.
Yeah, well, he's a real chance to be amongst the medals here if he can. Get this.
Seen this a fair bit from the Koreans. They've been really strong in the clean, and then for whatever reason they've just struggled with the jerk. There was a lifter, I think the second session of today, that kept dropping the jerk over the back, and the clean was no problem, just like this. And you think, oh, he's going to put this away. And even at this point, he's quite short with that front foot. And then he gets the wobbles.
So putting your high performance and coaching hat on for a moment there, is there anything that you can pick up across the half dozen athletes from Korea we've seen? No,
I mean, literally, I guess it's fresh in my mind because I saw it happen this morning, and then I'm seeing it happen here again. Again, rate of development, the Koreans are traditionally a little bit smaller through that upper body part, and maybe takes them a little bit longer to develop the overhead strength.
Adi Latuli from Kazakhstan. He's got 180 kilos on the bar, his first lift in the clean and jerk. Well, he's on the board. That's not too bad. That gives him a total of 335. So yeah, it's kind of currently he's in first place there, and in first place.
Well, he's right in there. I mean, he's only 2 kilos off. Oh, the jury got involved.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I thought that left elbow.
And we got 3 white lights though, didn't we?
Yeah. But, a number of the jury have obviously hit the red button. We'll just watch this left elbow. It's not a great lockout. And he holds it there, but
it's not as apparent as others that we've seen, is it?
No, it's the fact that it never locked out.
Yeah.
And then it started to straighten a little bit. So
in that circumstance, are they going to look at his right arm as well, which actually seemed to have the same bend? Would they compare the two and think, oh, well, maybe that's as far as he can go? Or
well, they can only go on what they see. So I think I'm having a good deliberation. Oh, no, Phil's got the call here. Here we go. No, press out.
After deliberation, that was a no lift.
Yeah.
Press out, no lift. Voters, 180 kilos, please.
Well, all the while, our Samoan Don Opolonge sits and waits.
180 kilos.
yeah, so that would have put Adi Latuli up to 335.
I think he fixes that, but it has cost him a lift. So
unless he decides to just run the gauntlet there with that, if he's got aspirations of a medal, we take that risk at this point and say, well, I've more or less got 180, I've got that covered, I'll just go through my normal progression here.
Yeah, psychologically, you've got to be really strong to be able to do that. Ultimately, it's been given as a miss. And there's a golfer, Brooks Koepka, who does it very well. He lives each shot in the moment and can forget very quickly about his previous one. But that's a real learned skill. And I think some of these young athletes, or actually at all levels, very hard to just park what's just happened.
I've built a golfing career around doing that. I've had to. Partly because I kept losing count.
Well, Koepka's won, I think, 2 or 3 of the last majors, isn't he? So he's doing something right.
Well, we'll see if Adi Latuli can follow his lead and put that last lift out of his mind. So it'll take him into the lead in the clean and jerk and the total.
A strong clean. Sort of similar, but
yeah,
a much better. It's more of a shoulder, I think. There. Yeah.
Yeah, he still looked like he had a slight bend in that left arm, but it didn't move as it did before, did you? As you were pointing out.
Yeah, I think it's just that it's not a great lockout. That's his anatomy. But he certainly drove it overhead with real intent.
Yeah, well, he's going to be slightly disappointed with that, I suspect. And given that he finished 4th in the snatch, must have considered himself a real chance to push into those top 3 medals. Let's hope that's not too big a setback for him.
The old Iranians playing their games again. Here we go though, 183, which is an improve of 5 kilos from his nominated start lift. Coach is giving him a lot of last-minute instructions.
And I don't reckon he's heard a single word he said. He just had a slightly glazed look on his face. Body language is elsewhere.
We look very strong in his snatches. Let's see where he goes with the clean and jerk.
Yeah, well, he was the only one of that top group of 6 that we've identified that went clean in the snatch.
Certainly looked pretty strong.
Yeah, he really did, didn't he?
Yeah, well, they're just that right side, so it'll be something to watch moving forward. How much more has he got there?
This is the progression after success at 183.
So everyone's happy with that. Maybe we can see the front on view, see if we can pick up anything on the right after this.
84 kilos, 2 minutes on the clock.
He didn't seem fussed when he walked off, did he?
No, he's all pretty deadpan. We'll just watch this right side. Just a bit wobbly.
185 kilos. 3 athletes calling for this weight. Up first with his first attempt.
Well, again, it was the referee on the side closest to that left elbow and slightly outside it, where she's sitting in front of us here. So maybe that looked different from the position of the other two referees. They certainly get a number of different views as they're spread right across the front of the stage.
Now Yom's rolled the dice, gone up 5 kilos after his first miss.
Well, that worked for him in the snatch, didn't it? So,
it did.
You know, maybe he's the sort of athlete that just needs that. So you can see the bottom of the picture there, the head of the central referee, and to his left and right are the two other referees.
Just can't hang on.
Well, he was beautiful through the clean, wasn't he, again?
Really strong.
Yeah.
No lift. No lift.
So he finds himself in the same position again. I don't know that he's going to get himself out of this one, though.
Third attempt. Representing Kazakhstan,
Well, I don't think he'll take this.
He's moved up. 185 kilos, third attempt.
Yeah, he's gone way 87, so...
Republic of Korea.
Yeah, now he's got his clock burnt as well. So he's only got a minute.
Yeah, so this is a slightly different situation to the snatch one where he missed the 152 back-to-back because he was able to reposition himself and take 3 or 4 minutes to get himself back together for that, wasn't he?
Yeah.
So that was the real advantage of that 4 kilo increase there, but he's going to be forced to take these 2 lifts at 185 pretty much back-to-back, so it's a much tougher ask for him.
Yeah, well, I don't think he'll get trouble with the clean again. It's whether he can hold it over his head.
Yeah, no, he's been very untroubled with the clean on all 2 attempts. Again.
I think he's all right.
Dramatic conclusion. I don't think there's anything actually wrong with him.
Dr. Arani's quickly up on stage to get his belt off, and yeah, he's okay.
Yeah, I think that's disappointment as much as anything, isn't it?
86 kilos now.
He never took his time to set.
No, see here he gets through the clean very quickly. One big bounce there.
And then he never sets himself. He's just, everything's still moving. No.
Yeah, he doesn't get that foot back, does he? Or the one, or forward. And oh well, that's disappointing not to post a total there after, you know, that spectacular kind of effort in the snatch. So he's only made 1 successful lift.
That's it. At least he's got a medal.
Yeah.
So all is not lost. We'll see the Armenian now in 186.
Yeah, so this will put him in the lead in the clean and jerk. At the moment, our leader is Hosseini from the Islamic Republic of Iran. There's 2 lifts left. Adilatuli from Kazakhstan in second and Mustafa in third. They each have 1 lift remaining. This Avagyan's first lift in the clean and jerk.
We're seeing the old power jerk come out again.
Yeah, it's the first time we've seen that one tonight. So that puts him right up in the mix now.
I don't know how much more he's got either. Quite a rough clean, a lot of arm action coming in there. And now we've got the pole. 187.
And you're not real confident with the whole power jerk thing, are you?
Well, again, it's just a personal philosophy. I mean, look, we saw CJ Cummings. When it's done well, it's done really well. But we've seen a lot of athletes really struggle when the weights get, you know, to their upper limit.
Yeah, there's not a lot of margin for error, I think, is the point you were making before, wasn't it? So if you execute perfectly, you're okay, you're in a good position, but it's hard to recover from. But we've got Adambus here, 187 kilos.
That's very good.
Yeah, that puts him right up there. Yeah. He's now leading the clean and jerk. 3 white lights. And, you know, again, he was almost identical to his first snatch.
Yeah, he looked
very
good.
efficient, looked great, and then couldn't make another weight. So this will be the challenge for him to back up.
Well, I remember him from last year. That's why I remember him, because he did have a good clean and jerk last year, weighing quite a bit less. So. Sure, 187 here. Put him in the lead with a total. We'll put him second place with the clean and jerk. A funny old call. 188 may have been the call. Again, missing that first clean and jerks sort of put him on the back foot.
Yeah, well, he's got a big jump here from the previous one.
Oh, it's smashed on him, but he's done well.
Yep. Oh, no, that left elbow. Yeah, even if you got that up, that was going to be called a no lift, wasn't it?
Just, the clean just took too much out of it.
Okay, well, that's the end of his contribution tonight, and at the moment he's going to walk away with a 4th place in the snatch, a 4th place in the clean and jerk, and a 4th place in the overall total. Although we'd assume that that would probably change. So we see Obolongo's actually dropped his entry weight there down to 191.
Yeah, well,
I don't know whether that'll go back up now that Avagyan's popped it. He's up to 194.
Jerry's just really bided his time. No, we'll see Don next. I think Jerry's bided his time. He's going to come down on top of. So we'll see him open on 191 or even 189.
So we're with Mustafa though from Egypt. 188, this 3rd and final attempt. Oh no.
Oh dear.
No. So
I
reckon we're going to see him clutching his groin.
Going into his comeback.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. Yeah. Now, I'm not meaning to be cynical, but
well,
he sort of walked up fine and.
Yeah. So he finishes with a total of 325.
Well, no, look, you know, I mean, to be fair, good on him if he was easy to pull out if you feel a little twinge, but, you know, harder to keep pushing on.
Right, well, we really need to see a good, solid attempt here from Don.
Yeah, well, he's up nice and early on the platform, isn't he? Says he's got plenty of time to compose himself and get into the right groove.
He's a powerful young man. It's important. This makes a statement. Generally pretty strong overhead. All right. Good boy.
Yeah, he's pretty happy with it too. Punches the chest. He would have been really disappointed with that snatch, wouldn't he? With the 3 cracks at 151 before he got it. But now he's really stamped his authority on both the clean and jerk and the overall total here.
Big sister will soon bring him back down to earth as well. And clean, he was a bit dumpy, but so strong out of it, and then overhead, very good.
Well, a point you've made all week about the strength of the Oceania athletes in the jerk, isn't it?
Yeah, especially with Jerry's program he's got going there in Samoa, they are good, strong jerkers. I mean, and like we've said and seen time and time again, clean and jerks win medals.
Yeah.
So Hosseini, this is big. He's going up 8 kilos. No, sorry. Yes, 8 kilos.
He's currently in 4th place, and he was the gold medalist, of course, in the snatch.
That's a strong bounce. That's the right side.
Oh, you can see him lose it to the right there.
Yep.
Yeah, you didn't. I remember one of the things you said after the 183, you weren't sure how much heavier he could go with that.
That's it. So whether there's an underlying issue there, I don't know. But he hasn't got much more, I don't think.
Well, that makes things very interesting because, you know, he trails Opolongo by just 1 kilo. Or 2 kilos, sorry. So.
Yeah, we'll see. They fell into that trap. You know, maybe 188 was the call and just keep stepping away. This is the guy that, if anyone's going to come over the top. And Jerry again's rolled the dice. You see, he's not rolled the dice. He's played it tactically sweet. He's gone up to 200. You'll have your play, and I'll come down on top of you.
Yeah.
This boy's strong. Oh, it's getting tight.
Oh, he looked at the bar then. He wasn't happy.
Well,
gestured at the bar there. I wonder if there's some issue about the plates, whether I've seen them spin and wobble a little bit at times. Watch his gesture here. What do you make of this?
The fault lay in the fact that his jerk was slightly forward. Yeah, maybe they shifted a little bit, but you got to deal with what lies ahead, and it definitely the jerk was forward. That's what caused it. It didn't matter that the weight slipped a little bit.
Okay, so this is shaping up as a battle between these remaining 4 athletes. Opolongo out in front, and Hosseini, we're not sure how much more he's got.
And you never know. 3rd attempt. This is it's a bit of a Hail Mary. He's got nothing to lose.
He's already twisting a bit to that side, isn't he?
No, he can't hold it. He can't hold it.
No. Oh, one of them gave him a clean lift there.
No, it's not even.
Oh, one very generous referee there.
Yes. Oh, yeah, good call. I forgot about the old challenge card. It's the first time I've sort of seen it played in earnest. I can't see the jury overturning it. They didn't get involved.
Yeah, very hard to see from this angle what's going on.
No,
we need to see that front on replay, I think, to be
well,
clearer
if it is
perspective.
deemed a no lift, Samoa will be guaranteed a clean and jerk medal at the very least. Look at it. No. Look at no.
Yeah, that right arm bends and then the left arm bends and follows it. So they've surfed in on the fact that they got one white light, haven't they? Just said, well, if one person saw it there, maybe we can roll the dice here.
And they're emotional. Heat at the moment. And they've got the challenge card. They've got every right. That's exactly why they've got it. But I'll be very surprised if they overturn this.
Yeah, yeah. And, you know, I mean, it's his last lift of the night, so it's not like he's saving it up for a second part of the competition, as we see the Polish athlete in the background there, getting a few instructions from his coach. And we wait patiently for the jury. See if we can see their deliberations here. A bit of shaking of the head in front of us. Yeah, we've got a...
Oh, no. I think he said good left.
Oh, look on Richard's face.
I believe for the first time ever in International Weightlifting Federation history, good lift, a jury overrule on a challenge. Good lift.
So we've seen a bit of history made here. You're surprised by that?
Yeah.
This is the third attempt, representing Poland, Bartolome Alamus, to be followed by Armenia.
All right, so that puts him actually in first place now.
So that gives him a total of
348.
So Jerry's got some decisions to make. He would need 198 to come over the top of him.
Well, and the other two athletes have got a decision to make here as well. Do they aim for the gold?
Well, I think Ariane's going to come out 192, which will give him a gold in the clean and jerk, but won't give him the total lead.
No, it'll put him in second place there, but he will still have a lift up his sleeve, so he's got a bit of an insurance policy here. And he's gone probably conservative, hasn't he? Just secure the gold in the clean and jerk, or would you have gone for the total?
Mate, after what we saw with the 186, I'm not... I think he's in territory that's going to really test him. Showed some strength. Now he's got to be accurate.
Yeah, can he get it up though?
A lot of mucking
Remember,
around.
he'll be in that power jerk.
Yep. Far too much mucking around.
Okay, well that does make things interesting. So currently we've got Obolonga in first place in the clean and jerk. It's by virtue of that first lift at 191. And we've still got Adamas to come.
Well, he'd need 195 if he wants to go for the win. Or he takes 192 and he gives up the total, but he wins a potential. He's going to do it 192.
Yep, so he's going to take the 192, which will put him in first place with the clean and jerk.
But only second for the total. I don't think the clean will be a problem. It's whether he can fix the jerk.
Well, he missed at 191. Up the weight to 192.
Yeah. Yes, good left.
He's excited there. 3 white lights, so that catapults him into first place. I think that'll be in the clean and jerk at this point. Yeah, we still have...
Gives him 346 though, doesn't it? So he's 2 off the second place.
Yeah, so he can't improve on that second spot. Could hold on to it, depending on what happens. And at the moment, Obolonga has a silver medal.
He's come down.
Currently.
He's pulled him down to 93. Surely, oh, he's going to take 92. Well, this will put him in the silver medal. This will give him a silver medal overall.
Yeah, well, he's currently fourth, so he's not going home with anything at the moment. He needs to make this to get up into the medals in the clean and jerk and in the total.
Well, we give him, we give him silver in both at this stage. He's got to be a better clean than last time, otherwise he's no chance. He's gone.
Yeah, okay, so he's going to finish in fourth place. He will take home a bronze medal in the snatch.
So Samoa guaranteed a medal.
Yep. Yeah, we're
now
just
it's
not
about
sure
what
colour.
colour. So 93 is the call. Don't change it, Jerry, please. 193 is the call. That's to secure the gold medal in the clean and jerk, and it would place him in the bronze medal position for the total. So this is a massive lift for young Don Opolongi. Give him a 344 total.
Well, yet again, another competition today, another medal competition, and we come down to the final couple of lifts of
He's
the
capable.
session.
He's definitely capable.
Yep.
Come on, Dan. Come on. Yes, good boy.
Yeah, he's very happy with that. Down on his knees, and the crowd go wild here at the National Gymnasium here, and he's pumped.
So that's a gold medal
It's
for
a gold
Samoa.
medal for Samoa in the clean and jerk.
198 now. 198. And that would give him 2 gold medals, and he could call himself a junior world champion.
So what's his total at now? 344.
Yeah.
So he needs another 5 kilos to get over the top. Needs 199.
198 plus 351 would be 349, wouldn't it?
Yeah, there we go, 198. So big lift.
Well, I wouldn't back against him. That was really good. I know that he's done 200 in training, albeit probably a little bit heavy, but well, Jerry hasn't done him any favours here. He could have just stepped in there and bought him a lot more time, but that's all right. Big sister there will be sorting him out. $198.
So this would be a huge moment in these Junior World Weightlifting Championships here in Suva, Fiji. The first time any World Championships in weightlifting of any description, youth, junior or senior, have been held in the Oceania region. And this would be a huge fillip for lifting not just in Samoa, but in Nauru, Fiji, New Zealand, other parts of the Pacific.
Yeah, the whole region. This will be a massive. I mean, he's already done exceptionally well, and we know he's got 2 medals out of it, but 2 golds. He's got all his teammates here. The clean.
Go Don. Third attempt, 198 kilos.
Needs a nice tight catch. Right, set it up, son. Push, push, push.
Oh,
Hey, that's outstanding.
The final lift of the night, and Samoa take home a gold medal. And the overall total with Don Obolonga.
And how cool that he's got his two sisters there, Mary and Elliot.
Yep, real family affair, weightlifting. That was a real quality performance, wasn't it?
Oh, it was fantastic. Young, 19 years of age, maybe just turned 20. So strong overhead.
Yeah, that's a magnificent performance.
He's come back from 6 kilos behind.
Yep.
That's just awesome.
And he really did put himself under the pump with the performance in the snatch, which I don't even think he knew what was going wrong there, did he?
Yeah, I think he knew that he was capable of doing this, and I think, possibly a bit angry. I had dinner with Jerry Wall, head coach, last night, and he was confident but not overstated in what Samoa could do at these championships, and very pleased for him that his athletes come through and delivered. And he's been given the opportunity to present the medal, so that's pretty cool as well.
Mary Davu, Game Services Director for the Junior Weightlifting Championships. And Mr. Jerry Wallwork, Samoa, IWF Coaching and Research Committee member.
So we've got 5 medalists here.
With a 155-kilo snatch. Representing Armenia, Karen Avagyon. Silver medalist with a snatch of 156 kilos from Republic of Korea, Yom Da-hoon.
Korea, after 2 misses at 152 kilos in the snatch, came out and really nailed that 156, didn't he?
Yeah, he really did. He showed a lot of courage to do that.
Republic of Iran, Mohammed Hosseini.
Mohammed Hosseini, who wins a gold medal in the snatch and also makes a bit of weightlifting history tonight, doesn't he? First athlete to have a challenge upheld.
Oh, yes.
Extraordinary circumstances there.
That was. He certainly he deserves that gold medal. He snatched very, very well.
The medals for the clean and jerk. Bronze medalist with a 191-kilo lift, representing Islamic Republic of Iran, Mohammed Hosseini.
Coaching staff from Iran challenged it, and for the first time in weightlifting history, challenge from a coach was upheld. And he was given a lift, and hence he stands up there with a bronze medal round his neck.
Yeah, the young man from Poland, he's actually still got another year as a junior, the young man from Poland.
His medals being presented by Mele Kabu from Fiji Game Services Director.
Representing Samoa, Don Obolonga.
The most popular lifter in the stadium is tonight. Mele Kabu presenting Don Obolonga with his medal there.
Now the medals for the total. With a 346-kilo total, bronze medalist representing Poland, Bartłomiej Adamus.
And these medals for the total from Adamus from Poland.
A total of 348 kilos, representing the Islamic Republic of Iran, Mohammed Hosseini.
Hosseini, who finished second after a first and a third, and a very special moment here for Jerry, isn't it, Simon?
Yeah, to be in a position to present a gold medal to his own athlete at the first ever Junior World Championships to be held in the Pacific. It's a very good moment.
And very proud moment for Don Abalonge here, from a proud history and tradition in the Samoa and with his own family. And for the first time at these World Junior Weightlifting Championships, stand for the national anthem of Samoa.
Congratulations to the medalists.
For the Samoan team, large contingency of Samoans gathered here to celebrate as we see the three overall medalists. Hosseini on the left of your screen there from Iran. Abalonge in the middle there, the gold medalist, and Artemis from Poland, the silver medalist overall. All lifted amazingly well today, but hats off to Don Abalonge. Outstanding performance in the clean and jerk, and that's got to be one of the highlights of the championship so far, Simon.
I think, yeah, I mean, look, the Chinese women in particular have been very clinical, but for raw emotion, in the context of where we are, that was set for me. That was fantastic.
Well, thanks for being with us today throughout this broadcast. You've been watching the Junior World Championships. We'll be back with you